So how do I know that Redd Volkaert is selling his CDs and records? Well, the answer is that I have a couple of them right here. So I'm going to quickly open this up, show you the two records that I bought, why I bought them, and show you where you can go if you want to look through Redd Volkaert's record collection and buy something yourself. So about a week ago, I was on the hunt for this very specific steel guitar record, and that is the legendary Big Hits on Big Steel by Curly Chalker album. It's his debut solo steel guitar record, and I'm not looking for just any copy of this record. I'm looking specifically for the mono version of that album. When Pete Drake mixed the stereo version of this album, he panned the drums all the way to the right and the steel all the way to the left. So if you're listening to it on headphones, for example, it's terrible. And if you're listening to it on your stereo, the steel can end up sounding a little low in the mix, depending on your speakers, your setup, and things like that. But anyway, why not just fix that problem altogether by getting a mono copy? So there I am looking for a mono copy, preferably a US pressing on Columbia Records. And I found a couple of copies on Discogs, and one of them said in the listing, "This item is from the personal collection of Grammy award-winning guitarist Redd Volkaert." Okay, that sounds kind of cool. Which mono version of this album am I going to buy? Yeah, probably that one, right? And while I was checking out, I thought, well, why don't I maybe look through, see what else this seller has that is allegedly part of Redd Volkaert's collection. Why not? So I'm going to show you right now how to do that. Basically, you just pull up any browser. I've got Google Chrome here at the moment, and you're going to go over to Discogs, find the seller Shiny Vinyl. I'll put the link in the description for you. Make it really easy. So when you get to Shiny Vinyl, what you do is you just type in Redd Volkaert. Type his name into the items for sale list. They have 70,000 items for sale. Type in the name Redd Volkaert, and what will come up are 586 items, CDs and records. And as we just scroll through, you're going to see pretty quickly that this looks exactly what you would expect, what you would picture a Redd Volkaert record collection to look like. Dickie Betts and the Great Southern, Atlanta's Burning Down, Adrian Legg, Guitar for Mortals on CD, Mark O'Connor, Con Hunley, Statler Brothers, Jerry Reed, Johnny Gimbel. So a lot of instrumental records, or at least a lot of players type of thing. Jerry Lee Lewis. There's a bunch of Jerry Lee Lewis records in here. There's a lot of Buck Owens, a lot of just guitar records and so forth. And there's a good mix of CDs and vinyl. And so I got the Curly Chalker record already in my cart. Well, while I was looking through, I just kind of happened to notice a Hank Williams record that was in there. It's not a special Hank Williams album or anything particularly, but I noticed it was the only Hank Williams record in Redd Volkaert's collection, as far as I could tell. So that's what I ended up selecting, were those two albums. There it is. Big Hits on Big Steel. Doesn't say stereo anywhere on it. That's a good sign. And looking on the back, this is indeed a mono copy of the record. And I can't remember what the record was graded as. I think it was must have been a VG plus. I wouldn't have ordered it I wouldn't have bought it if it was less than that. And that's about exactly what it looks like. A little bit more like a strong VG, actually. A few scratches, but nothing unplayable, nothing that's going to probably sound on playback, so that's cool. So here I am going to be listening to this Curly Chalker record, thinking about how it's my favorite steel guitar record that I've heard since I started making these steel guitar biography videos. This is probably about the best record that I've heard of all of them, I think, for my taste. And then I'm going to be thinking, hey, this is Redd Volkaert's record that I'm listening to. This is the Hank Williams record that I got. The thing about Hank Williams is that in 2009, I was hired by a theater company to do a stage play called The Show He Never Gave, written by Maynard Collins. And it's basically a play slash, I won't say musical, but it's like a play based on a concert, the last concert that Hank would have gave had he made it to Canton, Ohio on New Year's Day for that matinee. I think it was a levee show that he was doing in the afternoon. What if he had made it to the show? What would it have been like? So I had to study Hank Williams' life inside and out, read all the biographies, get all the records. So ever since, I've been pretty partial to Hank Williams memorabilia and so forth, things like that. So actually, since we're talking about it, if you're interested, the songs on this record are actually a lot of B-sides type of thing, like not really the hits. I Can't Get You Off My Mind. I Don't Care If Tomorrow Never Comes, big song. Dear John, big song. My Love for You Is Turned to Hate, great song, not one of his biggest ones. On the Banks of the Old Pontchartrain, We Live in Two Different Worlds, I'll Be a Bachelor Till I Die, Let's Turn Back the Years, that's not one that you see on all the records. I'd Still Want You, that's a song I don't even know that song off the top of my head, just looking at the title. Never Again Will I Knock on Your Door, of course, we know that. Blue Love in My Heart. So again, that's not really like a common Hank tune that you think of. Leave Me Alone with the Blues. So there's a nice kind of dose of a few of the really nice, but not like mega hit Hank tunes mixed with some stuff that I can't even really tell you. I can't even tell you anything about those songs. On the front of this, it says Dave and Bonnie's Story up here. Somebody's written in pen right there. Of course, that doesn't really have anything to do with this video, but those are the two records, and they are in fine condition for as far as I'm concerned. I didn't pay a lot for them. That's the other thing about this whole topic, is that these records are just very reasonably priced, you know? So why is Redd Volkaert selling his records? That I can't tell you. People sell their records for a variety of reasons. If I'm not mistaken, he's moved now from, he was originally born in Saskatchewan. He lived on the West Coast. He lived in Nashville for about 10 years, didn't he? He lived in Austin for at least 10 years, I would say. Now he lives in Virginia. Is it West Virginia or just Virginia? I can't remember. He's moved around a lot. Maybe Redd's just like you and me. He's got YouTube Music, Spotify, etc. on his phone, and he wants to downsize. That seller, again, the name is Shiny Vinyl. They've got about 70,000 records listed. So I would guess that he just found a dealer like them that's selling records in large quantities and wanted to move his whole collection at one time. Whatever the case may be, you can go buy one of Redd's records like I did. It's not that difficult. That's the video. Those are the records. Take care, keep it country, and we'll see you next time with another honkytonk video.